Hi, today is the 19th of October, and our meditation is based on Romans chapter 15, verse 7. Receive one another then, just as Christ also received you to God's glory. So, in chapter 14 and 15, even chapter 13, Paul is talking about the relationship between two different groups in the church in Rome. One group thought that they could do anything, that they could eat or drink, and what they ate had no influence on their spirituality. So they could be Christians and still eat pork, eat another meat, and they believed that Paul even said that those people were considered as strong, and the weak ones, or those people who thought and believed that there is a relationship between what they eat and Christianity and their spirituality. And Paul here is saying that both groups, I should receive, if maybe I'm considered as weak, I should receive the other person just as Christ received me. Then my question is, how did Christ receive you? He received you not his the his action, his love didn't depend on who you were. If you are strong or weak, if you are a Christian or not, if you came from a Christian background or a Jewish background or not. Everything God did for you was based on who He was, is based on who He is. He loves me because He is love. He's perfect. It's not because you are perfect, but because He is perfect. So, what is He doing here, God? God gives us His love. We've seen that nearly every day in these meditations. He filled my heart with His love. So now He's just telling me to put it into practice and to love. So Christ had His arms opened to receive me into His family. And now that's the way I have to do as well. It's not because the person is agreeable, perfect, wonderful, but it's because now I am filled with God's love. And I freely receive, I freely accept that person. It is by grace. I accepted God's grace freely, and now I give it to others as well. I don't judge the person because the person believes that it can eat anything, and I don't belittle the person because the person is not like me. The person is weak, considered as weak by me. I just receive the person into my heart the same way Christ received me. Sometimes we want to judge another person, and we forget that God is not judging us, He's loving us. He's not pointing the finger, He's showing His hands. He's showing His hands. Isn't that amazing? God is sharing His life with us. He died on the cross in the person of His Son. He died on the cross for you because He loves you. And that's what He's asking for you to do for the other person. And He says at the end of this verse that it is all for God's glory. Everything that God is doing here in Christ, it is for His own glory. He doesn't share His glory with another God. He doesn't share His glory with you. It's not your glory perfected, because your glory, my glory, says Peter, is just like a flower in a dry country. It's very green when it rains. It's very green in the morning, and then it dies in the afternoon. It's like a vapor. It's a vanity. God's glory remains forever. In Ephesians chapter 1, Paul is saying that God chose me before the foundation of the world to be holy, and all that it is for His glory. That's the way it works. Everything in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, every time that God is proclaiming his power, his mercy, his grace, it's all for his glory. Salvation is for God's glory. I was created for God's glory. I am for his glory. My life is for his glory. Redemption is for God's glory. That's the way it works in the gospel. Every time I try to get a bit of it, for me, it doesn't work. I have just to rejoice in God's grace because it's so free. It is transforming me. I'm a person now who can receive the other based. This action is based on what God has done in my life. God bless you.